someone that likes to plan for the life I truly want to live and not the life that I want to appear to live. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with somebody who you think might find this information useful. This time of year, we're at the end of December, Christmas is over, we're in that weird little patch of time between Christmas and New Year's, and there is just that feeling of pressure. How do I make the most of 2024? Today we are going to talk about new year, new me, and why I love a rebrand. So let's get into it. Every year, January 1st brings millions of people back to trying to discover the best version of themselves. So whether that is getting in the gym and getting active, investing more time in self-care, or just leveling up in your career, the beginning of the year marks a time where most people look at it as an opportunity to change what didn't work in the previous year or to improve what may have shown some promise in the previous year and take it to the next level as the new year approaches. I am a huge fan of New Year, New Me. I love a rebrand, okay? Every year on my birthday, I make a plan for things that I want to do within that year. So from birthday to birthday, I have a set of goals. Maybe it involves how I want my birthday to look next year. Maybe it involves things that I want to feel on my birthday that following year, or just things I may want to celebrate or acknowledge in the coming year. January 1st is like the ultimate rebrand, okay? I see so much scrutiny about New Year, New Me. Why wait till the first of the year? You could start at any time. You don't have to wait. And while all of that is true, I love that January 1st is a built-in opportunity to completely rebrand. Whatever it is that you feel you didn't maximize in 2023, now is your chance to plan to make it better in 2024. So I know on my channel, I talk a lot about health and fitness, and we're talking about my weight loss journey and my fitness journey and how I plan to go to a next level in the coming year. But this really applies across the board. New Year, New Me is something that you can enact, like I said, whether it is a professional goal, a personal goal, or a fitness goal. We're going to talk a little bit about it today in this video. So there's a lot of scrutiny about New Year, New Me. And to that scrutiny, I say, screw you. I think it's a great time to look at how you can really elevate yourself. And I think it starts with taking the previous year and really putting the entire year into perspective and going through a bit of a review. A couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, I asked a question on my story, and I asked, what is something that is integral to you planning better for the next year? Someone replied with YearCompass. So YearCompass, I had never heard of it prior to this person's comment, but I look it up and it is a free tool that honestly, I don't know how I didn't learn or hear about before now. YearCompass allows you to take the year that you're in and completely review it from top to bottom. Identify what was significant, what you enjoyed, maybe what you didn't enjoy, how things made you feel, and then it ultimately ends with you making a plan to make the next year even better than the last. I'll put the link to it in the description so that you guys can check it out, but it is completely free. You can take as little or as long as you want. I would recommend being thorough and really going through the prompts fully. It was very introspective for me to see how much I truly did accomplish in 2023. I really had a moment of feeling like this year was wasted in a sense, just because I had things that I wanted to accomplish that I didn't. But in looking at this year in review, I was able to identify so many beautiful moments, so many opportunities for growth that I took advantage of, so many ways that I am able to exist today that were hard for me a year ago. And so I think I have made some tremendous progress, and YearCompass helped me see it in black and white. So I would definitely recommend it. I downloaded it as a PDF to my iPad, and then I loaded it into GoodNotes. so that I was able to just make my notes right there on the page. You can print it out if that's your jam and write it with pen or pencil. But I definitely would recommend YearCompass if you are someone who likes to really get an idea of what you did this year. If you have that feeling of like, what did I even do in 2023? Then YearCompass is going to be bomb for you. And if you have some very concrete plans that you maybe want to enact for 2024, play on some different ways to plan out your future year instead of it just being about the physical, tangible goals, because there's a lot more that goes into growth and expansion in that way anyway. Like I said, screw you to the people who scrutinize those that take advantage of New Year, New Me, because it is a cheat code. I'm going to give you 3 things that you should definitely be thinking about as you go into this next year that are going to help you make loads of progress and really strive to do better than you did in this year. Number 1 is going to be to plan. And planning is something that I have recently learned to optimize for myself. I used to be a planner who would sit and just jot down all these ideas, all these things that I wanted to see happen, all these great things that I wanted to accomplish, but I wouldn't actually take it a step further and identify how I would make that plan come to fruition. Planning is going to be more than just making a note of what you want to do, and it's going to be making a note of what you want to do and adding actionable steps that you can enact throughout the year. It's also identifying at what point during the year do you want this thing to happen. This could be a goal that does not have a time frame on it or a time restraint on it. Maybe you just want to get to the end of next year and see that you accomplish that thing. And then you can kind of reverse engineer it and plan out actionable steps over 10 or 12 months to reach that goal. If it's something that you perhaps want to see happen in Q1 or Q2, then you should really be planning now to reverse engineer that end result so that you're making actionable steps either daily, weekly, or monthly towards that goal. And number 2 is going to be to schedule. So once you have planned it all out, right? And I'm gonna relate this back to a fitness journey as well. You're gonna want to schedule those actionable steps. So in scheduling your actionable steps that you've identified in your planning stage, you are going to actually look at what time you have available in order to make these things happen. That is taking into account your work schedule, your familial obligations, maybe some self-care that you have planned for the year, but really spelling it all out so that you can see where you have time to allot to pursuing these goals. And this is also an opportunity to see that maybe you don't have as much time as you thought, and so maybe you need to adjust some goals to maybe tackle later in the year so that you're not overwhelming yourself too early in the year and causing yourself to burn out. The scheduling phase is very, very important to actually bringing all of this to life. Lastly, you are going to execute. So once you have made your plan, you have made your schedule for your plan, it is time to put in action. It's time to put in work. And if you are someone who, I know for me this last year, because mentally I was going through so much, I had some family issues I was going through, some personal health issues I was going through this year. And so I find myself taking a lot of opportunity to rest and just be still. So going forward, I'm going to be a little bit more mindful of the kind of rest I want to get. How many hours do I want to be able to just lay around? Because I am someone that likes to plan for the life I truly want to live and not the life that I want to appear to live. If I know there are 3 hours worth of television that I want to watch every week, I'm going to make a plan to loaf around at some point throughout that week in order to watch my television shows, because I refuse to live a life that is void of all the things that I enjoy for the sake of reaching a goal. I think you have to be very realistic in how you're making your plans so that you are not turning yourself into a machine or a robot, because that is how you find yourself getting to October, November, December, and you are completely spent and burnt out on the year. I want you to make very realistic goals and keep living as part of your plan. Make that time to lay around. Make that time to have breakfast with your parents. Make that time to meet a friend for lunch. Make sure that you are making a well-rounded plan for your year, because I know we see it all the time. Tune everything and everybody out for 6 months and watch how far you go. And don't get me wrong, been there, done that. It can be very effective. But at this point in my life, if I'm being realistic and if I'm being honest with myself, I value opportunities to love on the people in my life, to spend time with the people in my life, because life is short. And I know that if I'm going to be realistic in my plans, that I would only be doing myself a disservice if I didn't add those things into my schedule. So when planning to execute, make sure that everything is in alignment with how you want your life to look and not how you want people to look at your life. Because that is oftentimes what we are doing when we're setting goals. We're worried too much about the outside noise and not enough on our internal satisfaction. And so going forward in 2024, I want you to focus on how you are best fed and use that as an engine to drive your goal setting, planning, scheduling, and execution strategy. So to tie all of this back into a weight loss and fitness journey, the steps are literally the same. And like I said at the beginning of this video, these are things that you can use no matter what aspect of your life you want to make changes in, professionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of the things. But if you have strict fitness goals for 2024, and I'm probably going to make a separate video about how to really hack your weight loss goals, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that, because I have really cracked the code and I know it's going to be so helpful if I can share it with you all, especially in a very palatable way so that you're not overwhelmed with the information, but that you're able to really see some change in this coming year. If you are embarking on a weight loss or health journey next year and you know for a fact you want to lose 20 pounds, right? It takes some effort, some focus, and some planning in order to reach that goal. Now, 20 pounds isn't an impossible goal. However, it is going to take you being consistent, mindful, and accountable to everything that you're doing going towards that goal. So that's with your diet, your sleep habits, your party habits, maybe you're going out to eat habits. It is taking all of those things into account and making a plan to really reach that goal. So again, number one is going to be to make a plan. And when we're setting a plan for especially weight loss goals, I am big on making SMART goals. SMART goal is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely or time-bound. That is a SMART goal. So if you're setting a weight loss goal, the specific part of it is going to be identifying how much weight you want to lose. So if you want to lose 20 pounds, let me give you an example of a goal that you might set and a way you can make that goal SMART. So a regular goal would be, I want to lose 20 pounds next year. A SMART goal would be, I want to lose 20 pounds next year by working out 3 days a week, cutting my diet by 400 calories a day, drinking more water, and utilizing a personal trainer twice a month. That is a SMART goal. So you want it to be specific, meaning you want to spell out exactly what you want to achieve. You want it to be measurable, meaning there needs to be some type of number, figure, or something that is measurable as part of your goal. Something that you can see as one number at the beginning or one metric at the beginning and see a totally different metric at the end to compare how you have worked towards that goal. Achievable, you want to make sure it is something that is possible for you. And I don't mean possible given your current capacity. I mean possible meaning if you are 200 pounds, then setting a 100-pound weight goal is not achievable. That's not achievable. And R is going to be realistic. So realistic is going to be something that you can achieve given your actual life requirements, your obligations, within the time frame that you are setting. And then time bound is going to be put a date on it. Put a due date on whatever your goal is. So once you've made your plan, you have your SMART goals set out. Now we're going to get into that scheduling bit. And I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but the scheduling aspect again is going to require that you look at what your life requires from you and where you have time remaining for these goals. And perhaps you have the freedom of kind of moving things around to fit your goals and not having to bend your life to other things that you have going on. Kudos to you. However, if you are like many of us, then you have other things on your schedule that have to get your attention. And therefore, you have to make sure that your goals are cognizant of that and considerate of what other things you have to do on a daily, monthly, or weekly basis. So the planning aspect is setting your SMART goal. The scheduling aspect is going to be taking everything into account and identifying what time you have available in order to pursue your weight loss or fitness goals. And then we're going to execute. So in that planning and scheduling aspect, I also want you to think about things like, what am I going to eat? When am I going to eat? Am I going to meal prep? If not, how do I plan to make sure there is food readily available for when I have time issues? Maybe I get stuck in traffic or something comes up. How am I preparing myself for those situations? Because that's a really big part of a weight loss and fitness journey, is mitigating whatever might come up that you can't foresee. So meal prep is a great option for that. But when you're planning, you got to think about stuff like that. Is this something my whole family will enjoy, or will I have to cook separate meals? Things that really are going to come up are things that you should try to consider during that planning phase, so that you are keeping your goal, again, smart, given everything that you have going on. Now that we've talked about the formula of sorts for getting to the next level in 2024, I want to share what I believe is going to be a cheat code for me. It has proven itself useful in the past, but going into 2024, this is going to be a huge part of how I level up next year, and you won't guess what it is. People. My goal for really leveling up in 2024, my plan is to add more people to my life. And not people in like friends and acquaintances and party friends. No, people meaning more help and more support. So for a fitness or weight loss journey, you might be looking at an accountability partner or a personal trainer or some type of Facebook group. But you're gonna look at adding people that can support you, uplift you, and push you towards those goals. If perhaps you have a business and you have business goals that you have not been able to reach, maybe you've identified that the missing piece is having a qualified staff, then you're going to look at how you can get people into your organization given your current situation. People in the business are essential. And just in any aspect of your life, adding people to the mix that are supportive, that are positive, that are accountable, and that are uplifting, it's going to take your life to the next level. Who you are spending the most time with is how your life is going to look. So are you managing the trajectory of your life with your circle, or are you trying to change the trajectory of your life despite your circle? Something to consider. But that is my cheat code going forward. So for my fitness goals, I have a workout partner. I also have friends who are also active that I can lean on to keep me accountable to my workouts. For my business, I plan on hiring some help and getting some people in place that can help me take my business to the next level. And just in my life, I have my therapist, I have my close friends, and I have my family who are there to support, uplift, and hold me accountable throughout this coming year. So I encourage you to think all of these things through. Identify what is it that you are missing or that you feel that you have missed in 2023. And I want you to take full advantage of this opportunity to rebrand on January 1st. If you're watching this after January 1st, you have not missed a thing, right? Because like we said, it doesn't matter when you start, but taking advantage of a new year, one that we are blessed to see, because not everybody is going to see 2024, but taking advantage of the blessing that is a new year. Whether you see this video before January 1st or after, I want you to take this information and apply it to your life, asking yourself, how can I do more? How can I go farther? And how can I work smarter in the new year? And so I hope this video was helpful, y'all. Y'all have made this last part of 2023 absolutely amazing. To connect with all of you has been such a blessing. To share my weight loss journey, to open up to you all about how I plan on changing my life, or how I already have changed my life. It is something that I do not take for granted. I hope you guys will stick with me in 2024. I have so much content planned for you all. I have so much I want to talk to you all about. And so thank you so much for being here. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can check the description box below for any links of things I talked about in today's video, as well as links to find me for anything that you need going forward. I pray 2023 was good to you, and I pray 2024 is even better. I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out.